You are a Sagittarius, not someone who lives to count every penny, but someone who lives to expand, to feel more deeply, and to live more truthfully with each passing day. You're the type who sees opportunity where others see barriers. You move through life guided by inspiration and belief, capable of igniting an entire room with just a glance or a well-timed word. As a Sagittarius, you're not here to hoard coins. You're here to grow larger, reach farther, and create a life that means something. To you, money is simply a tool to expand your world, not a destination in itself. But sometimes that very faith can make you drop what's most tangible: money, structure, and the stability you never thought you'd need. Not all Sagittarians are bad with money, but astrologically speaking, Sagittarius wasn't born to handle structured finances or long-term discipline around spending. Ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, ideals, and opportunity, you're gifted at creating new ventures, inspiring others, and unlocking money through momentum. But just as easily, that flow can slip away unless you have someone who knows how to contain it or a system that holds it in place. As a mutable sign, you're flexible, adaptable, and always moving forward, but rarely staying long enough to stabilize what you've built. And astrologically, the 9th house, Sagittarius's home territory, governs philosophy, learning, and life's bigger purpose. It has nothing to do with personal finance or income stability. That means you don't prioritize saving or strict budgeting. For you, money is meant to be used to go, to grow, to explore. That's why you may never be the kind to track every cent, but you can still learn how to hold on to what you create with the right person beside you. You're not weak. You're not wrong. You're just playing the wrong role. You don't need to force yourself to become someone who calculates every purchase or lives by spreadsheets. You need a partner, a financial alliance, someone whose money frequency contrasts with yours, not to oppose you, but to keep you grounded when you need it most. And this year, that's more crucial than ever. Jupiter is no longer lighting up your financial zone. Meanwhile, Saturn slows your pace, Neptune clouds your clarity, and Uranus shakes up your structure. You may earn 7 parts, but hold on to barely 2. Not because you're trying to carry responsibilities that aren't yours alone. That's why you need someone who isn't like you. Someone to hold the wallet while you hold the vision. Someone to manage the numbers while you spark the movement. Someone who grounds you in reality so you can stay free without constantly crashing. And that's exactly what this piece will help you discover. We're going to explore which zodiac signs, when paired with Sagittarius, form a truly balanced financial alliance. A partnership where you can still live boldly, love fully, and dream freely without losing everything you've worked so hard to create. Whether it's in business, marriage, friendship, or passion projects, you don't need someone to cage you. You need someone grounded enough to hold you while you soar. So now let's begin. Which zodiac sign could be the financial anchor your Sagittarius spirit has always needed? Sagittarius and Capricorn. One draws the path, the other lays the stones. When walking together, they don't just envision the destination. They turn that vision into a real grounded road that can be walked to the very end. If Sagittarius is the one shooting arrows toward the horizon, then Capricorn is the one quietly picking up every stone to pave the way leading there. You two belong to different worlds. One lives through ideals, the other through systems. But that very difference is what forms the foundation of one of the most stable financial alliances in the entire zodiac. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline, time, structure, and endurance, while you, Sagittarius, are guided by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, opportunity, and far-reaching vision. One asks, how? The other wonders, why not? And in the real world, when the two of you move together, it's not limitation that happens, it's the realization of a dream, built in a way that's structured and lasting. Capricorn excels at managing budgets, calculating risks, and crafting detailed plans, step by step. They don't need you to slow down, nor do they want to change you. They only ask that you trust this. Every dream needs a foundation. While you're launching a creative campaign or planning an inspiring journey, Capricorn is the one quietly balancing the numbers, allocating the resources, and making sure things stay within financial limits. At work, you might be the one building connections, leading the vision, and igniting the team. Capricorn stands behind the scenes, coordinating timelines, checking outcomes, balancing every line item in the budget. When both of you are in the same project, you draw the attention. They ensure the structure. You make people believe in a vision. They turn that vision into something that can actually run. In personal life, especially in family finances, Capricorn is the voice of reason. They won't stop you from spending on meaningful experiences, but they'll gently remind you of your credit limit. They may not join you on every adventure, but they'll make sure there's always a safe place for you to come home to. And that's exactly what a Sagittarius truly needs. This pair only struggles when you feel overly controlled, or when Capricorn sees you as too dreamy. But if both of you understand that you're simply living according to your own energy, then conflict becomes less of a problem and more of a glue that binds a long-term journey. You don't need to be like them. They don't need to be like you. What matters is this: you need someone like Capricorn, not just to help you inspire, but to help you keep what you inspire. And they need you so that their life isn't just correct but beautiful too. So if you're working with a Capricorn, or living with one, or loving one, let them handle what you're not best at: control, endurance, and practicality, and you hold on to what they sometimes forget: optimism, belief, and long-range vision. When both sides own their role fully, the money won't just flow in, it'll stay in the right way, in the right place, at the right time. Sagittarius and Virgo. One unfolds the map, the other folds each corner. Together, they create a journey that's not only wide in vision, but precise in every step, in every detail. If Capricorn is the one who paves the road you've drawn, then Virgo is the one who measures each step to make sure you don't get lost in the maze of possibilities. On a more refined level, they don't build the road, they fine-tune the journey itself, from the baggage you carry to the pace you're supposed to go. To Virgo, every ideal must be tested, and that's exactly what Sagittarius often lacks. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet of logic, detail, and sharp analysis. While you, Sagittarius, see the big picture, they see the tiniest dots. You live by intuition, they live by systems. And when these two energies meet, what happens isn't limitation, it's a journey that becomes measurable, deliberate, and optimized, one step at a time. You come up with the ideas, they ask, how will it work? You want to expand? They ask, do we have the data? And instead of slowing you down, their questions are the very thing that keeps you awake and aware. In work, you're the one who inspires, expands vision, and builds team culture. Virgo is the one who checks the budget, tracks KPIs, and rewrites the timeline when your inspiration drifts. Neither of you is better. You're both just playing your roles. You ignite the fire, they keep it from burning the house down. In finance, especially in shared living, Virgo is extremely practical, even a little strict. They'll calculate weekly spending to the penny, review every bank statement, and tell you directly when you've gone overboard. At times it might frustrate you, because you move by feeling. But if you're mature enough to understand that they're not clipping your wings, they're helping you fly farther without falling, you'll end up grateful for life. The biggest difference between you and Virgo isn't passion, it's execution. And when you learn to respect their minimalist, efficient, and refined way of living, you'll realize true freedom doesn't come from random bursts of inspiration, but from knowing how to navigate every shift with control. Virgo doesn't need you to change, they just need you to let them handle the parts you're not great at, reviewing, editing, and verifying. And you keep doing what you do best, expanding belief, connecting opportunities, and making the journey more meaningful each day. When you fly, they're the ones checking the wind, and when they get stuck in the details, you're the one who reminds them why they started. Sagittarius and Taurus, one reaches for the sky, the other keeps feet on the ground. Together, they create a journey that soars on ideals, but stays rooted enough not to lose touch with reality. When Sagittarius takes flight toward the horizon with trust and instinct, Taurus holds your hand tightly, as if letting go might send you falling. This is one of the most sharply contrasting pairings, yet one of the strongest complements when it comes to financial stability and long-term grounding. One lives by speed, the other believes in steady, deliberate rhythm. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of value, security, and material assets. They love beauty, but the kind that has foundation, substance, and worth. Meanwhile, you, Sagittarius, are inspired by Jupiter to live wide, dream big, and spend on anything that feels worth it. And that's the difference. You spend from inspiration, they hold from a belief in staying grounded. In personal life, especially when it comes to spending and investing, Taurus is extremely cautious. They weigh each financial decision, consider every savings move, and never gamble money on a whim. This can sometimes feel like being held back, especially for someone like you, who thrives on freedom and flow. But if you take a step back and observe more closely, you'll see Their slowness is exactly what keeps you from crashing into dead ends. At work, you might be the one spotting opportunities, riding trends early, and launching high-impact campaigns. Taurus is the one reviewing contracts, laying the groundwork, and keeping everything you've built from crumbling. They don't make bold promises, but once they commit, they follow through fully. And while your ideas may shift and evolve constantly, they're the ones who anchor your vision to real, lasting value. This alliance only truly works when you understand Taurus isn't restricting you, they're protecting what you might unknowingly drop. And Taurus needs you too, so that their life isn't just secure, but also inspired enough to breathe, to try, and to see a world beyond the numbers on a spreadsheet. So if you're a Sagittarius living or working with a Taurus, let them manage the budget and you hold the vision. Don't force them to take the same risks you do, and don't shrink yourself just to match their slower pace. When each person leans fully into their own strengths, you'll see freedom isn't lost. It just becomes more sustainable than ever before. Sagittarius and Aquarius. One dreams far, the other sees ahead. Together they form a vision that is not only vast and expansive, but also unique, where ideals meet a future no one has touched yet. If you are a Sagittarius, someone who lives by faith in what has never existed, then Aquarius is someone who lives by ideas of what the world should become. Neither of you accepts reality as it is, yet while you search for meaning through experience, they seek solutions through disruptive thinking. And when the two of you meet, it's not just a conversation, it's an ecosystem of things that have never existed before. Both Sagittarius and Aquarius are yang signs, outward-facing, forward-moving, and endlessly curious. But the sharpest contrast is this: you use philosophy to clear new paths, while they use technology and systems to change the game entirely. You carry the idealistic fire of Jupiter, they bring the electrifying innovation of Uranus. One stands for belief, the other for the future, and together you don't just move fast, you move in directions no one else thought to explore. In work, you're the inspirer, the community builder, the connector of human potential. Aquarius is the one building platforms, rewriting the rules, redefining how the whole system functions. You're brilliant at constructing value-based missions. They're exceptional at dismantling limits. You spread, they reinvent. And when both of you are part of the same project, the outcome isn't just efficient, it's original, irreplicable, and ahead of its time. But this alliance can easily fall out of rhythm without a stabilizing force, because neither of you is naturally grounded in money matters, and neither finds joy in day-to-day financial management. Sagittarius spends from emotion, Aquarius invests for the future. You both have good reasons, but neither watches the present. That's why this pairing often needs a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo nearby to keep the cash flow from drifting off into feelings or futuristic concepts. In daily life, you're the one suggesting travel and adventure while they might propose enrolling in a 3-day AI course to understand the future. You crave a soulful life, they love systems and structure. If both of you can learn to honor each other's strengths, you'll create a space that feels free, original, and never repetitive. Aquarius doesn't hold you back. They open another path, one that's further, stranger, bolder, and you, someone who's always ready to explore the unknown, will find in Aquarius not a partner who exhausts you, but one who makes you think differently, act differently, and live fully aligned with your most liberated self. Sagittarius and Libra, one opens the path, the other keeps the rhythm. Together they create a journey that's not only led by ideals, but also harmonized by emotion, where speed is balanced by elegance and understanding. When Sagittarius is ready to break out of the comfort zone, Libra is the one standing in the middle, raising a hand as if to say, slow down a little, make it more beautiful. Both value freedom, both love beauty, and both dislike rigidity. But the way each sees the world is completely different. You, Sagittarius, act on impulse, while Libra weighs everything through feeling and harmony. And that's why when the two of you come together, you don't just create momentum, you create a balance full of inspiration. Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, art, and refined choices. They are never in a rush, but they're always on time. They don't lead, but they keep the group in rhythm. You, fueled by the energy of Jupiter, tend to lead with belief and intuition, ready to set out even when the map is incomplete. Libra doesn't need the map. They need to know if everyone is ready to walk together. In work, you're the one setting the vision, expanding the market, and inspiring the team. Libra stands behind the scenes, balancing relationships, negotiating with partners, making sure every side feels respected. You are the fire that drives, they are the breeze that cools and keeps things flowing. You say, "Let's begin." They ask, "How do we begin?" So no one gets left behind. When it comes to finances, neither of you fits the mold of someone who hoards every penny. But while you spend on experience, they spend on aesthetics and balance. You might splurge on a spontaneous getaway. They would choose a beautifully curated dinner in a space that soothes every sense. Neither of you has perfect financial discipline, but if you sit down together, you'll find Libra holds something you need to learn: knowing when to pause. In daily life, they help you regulate your pace. When you're too impulsive, they ask, "Will this hurt someone?" When you're ready to run away, they gently ask, "What exactly are you trying to leave behind?" Libra doesn't try to control, they hold up a mirror so you can see yourself more clearly. And when everything feels chaotic, they are the quiet one who picks up the pieces. Gently. This alliance works best when both partners respect their differences. You keep the fire, they keep the harmony. You move fast, they keep the breathing steady. And if both of you learn how to truly listen, you'll find that the journey doesn't just go farther, it goes more beautifully, more lightly, and far more joyfully. You are a Sagittarius, someone who lives by ideals, moves forward by instinct, and can inspire an entire team with just one sentence. But even if you're capable of creating a whole world on your own, you don't need to, and maybe you shouldn't walk the entire journey alone. The universe always sends you the right companions if you're willing to admit one thing: you can't be great at everything. We've just explored the 5 zodiac signs that form the strongest financial alliances with Sagittarius. These people are not just different from you, they complement exactly what you lack. One holds the wallet, one holds the rhythm, one holds on to what you often drop while flying through life with all your passion. And now take a moment to pause and ask yourself, who do you truly need right now? If you're a Sagittarius who's currently single, ask yourself, which zodiac sign do you truly wish to walk beside? Someone who won't tie you down, but will be grounded enough to hold the financial base, the stability, and the emotional balance in a relationship. Drop the sign you choose below, because who knows? From one sincere comment, the universe might arrange a magical encounter. If you're a leader, a business owner, a team lead, or the head of a project, think about this. Which zodiac sign could help you cover the parts you're not best at? Systems, budgeting, deadlines. Write down the sign you want to partner with, because realizing that need is the first step to redirecting the flow of money back into your life. If you're already in a relationship or married, take a moment to look at your partner. What sign are they? What have they helped you hold on to? Was it the discipline you struggled to maintain, the restraint you lacked, or perhaps just the one sentence that stopped you from overspending on emotion? Speak that out, not to keep score, but to grow gratitude. And if you're just friends, colleagues, or thinking of starting a joint venture, what sign is that person? Have you ever wondered if your differences could create a powerful synergy instead of conflict? Leave the zodiac sign you're curious about, along with what you're hoping for in that connection. Wherever you are in life, the most important thing is sincerity, because what's written from the heart has its own frequency, and the universe hears that loud and clear. Drop the zodiac sign you want to align with and one thing you deeply need right now. Who knows? From one honest moment, the universe may begin to arrange something beautifully aligned just for you.